It's morphin' time. Pterodactyl.
Hi there, this is Datila with 3 Years of Wrestling, bringing you the It's Wrestling Time post show. And for tonight, I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw, or as Dave was calling it, Wrestlemania Raw. Alright, so tonight's Raw is the go-home show to WrestleMania, and it kicked off with Cowboy Brock Lesnar. I don't know how you guys feel, but I honestly really like Cowboy Brock Lesnar. Honestly, out of all his runs that he's done these past 10 years, since he came back in 2012, Cowboy Brock Lesnar has been my absolute favorite. But that being said, he basically said that for the last 20 years, Paul Heyman has spoken for him. And so he welcomes people to Monday Night Raw. And I actually like that that Brock Lesnar speaking for himself. So that's really cool. And he says that he said he felt like he wanted to introduce. He knows that the intro sucked, so he won't do it again. He wants to take Roman Reigns down a trip of memory lane to Suplex City, and basically describing it like a carnival ride. He says they're gonna go for a ride on the F5. He said Steve Austin will be there, but Steve Austin didn't beat up Brock. He said he will get full custody of the unified title, and he will be in a great mood when he finally gets his hands on Roman, and he will be the undisputed, reigning, defending unified heavyweight champion of the world. So it's a good promo. Like I said, this has been my favorite version of Brock Lesnar thus far. So then we had The Miz versus Rey Mysterio. And before the start of the match, The Miz said that he knows Rey has multiple outfits planned, but even though he doesn't have his mask, he gave it to the greatest luchador of all time, which was Lucha Logan. It was literally Logan Paul coming out wearing Rey Mysterio's mask. That's who it was. So he said that he needs a mask. The Miz needs a mask, and that the most disrespectful thing you could do is take off a wrestler's mask. So then Dominic came after. Before the start of the match, Dominic came after Miz. He got himself ejected from this, and it earned. The commentary said that Rey Mysterio earned his mask at 17, and Rey Mysterio ended up, regardless of all this craziness, Rey Mysterio ended up winning this match. Dominic went for the double 619, and they took Rey's mask back. There was a double 619 to The Miz and 2 frog splashes while Logan Paul stood there watching. So the fact that, like you guys know, WWE likes to do 50-50 booking. So if you win on the go-home show, you most likely lose at WrestleMania. But yet Logan Paul pretty much just stood there watching The Miz get beat up and didn't do anything. So I still think the Mysterios are going to win, because I don't see Logan Paul sticking around after WrestleMania. So it's only obvious that the Mysterios are going to win this. Probably Logan Paul might. Actually, no. I think the Miz will turn on Logan Paul if they lose. Then we get our first handicap match of the night. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match. It's Omos versus the Viking Raiders. I have no idea why they subject the poor Viking Raiders to this match. But Eric pretty much got dominated. Of course, Omos was victorious. Ivar tried to help his partner, but he got the boot. And then Lashley returned and basically challenged Omos to a match at WrestleMania. I don't know how you feel about this, because I honestly feel sorry for Lashley. Like, he was champion. He got his title taken away from him. Now he comes back, and we're going to have him put him in a match against Omos at WrestleMania. I still maintain the matches at Mania that we should have gotten should have been Lesnar versus Lashley and Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. But that did not happen, not the least bit. So I'm not digging Lashley versus Omos. I guess we have to wait and see if Lashley hands Omos his first loss. Hopefully, because I don't know how I would feel if Lashley loses to Omos. So then we get a Roman Reigns segment. He said that he used to run Raw. Steve saying Lashley deserves better. Yeah, he does. Really? Omos? Yep, that's exactly what I said. And he says the tribal chief has done everything except for one thing, and that's beat Lesnar at WrestleMania. So the one thing I did like about this segment is that the crowd was booing Roman, and he said that we better stop it, otherwise he was going to smash us, which I thought was hilarious. So he said in just a couple weeks, he said Lesnar was out for blood. And at WrestleMania 34, Lesnar busted Roman open. Oh, so I mean, okay, let's see. They fought at WrestleMania 31. They fought at WrestleMania 34. I mean, this is like what, the 7th time they fought? This is the 7th time. Like, honestly, after this match, after Roman versus Lesnar, I really hope we don't see the Roman versus Lesnar for another couple more years. We don't need to see this match again after this. He said that his family was disappointed in him. His father didn't want him in this business anymore. He says he took blood. He took Lesnar's blood. He took Lesnar's advocate. And he got his receipt at Madison Square Garden. If you guys recall, Roman attacked Lesnar at Madison Square Garden and made him bleed. He said he will make things personal and always has. It's always been personal to Roman. So I actually dug the promo. I see, it wasn't a bad promo, but I can't believe they waited until just now to do something on Raw. And they pretty much built this whole feud on SmackDown. And I don't know if this was them like, oh my God, we haven't done anything on Raw, so they need to do something on Raw. Or if this was USA pushing them to do something on Raw. They didn't even touch. All we got was just 2 different segments. SmackDown got everything. Michael 101591 saying this is Roman's 6th WrestleMania. Really? Consecutively? Wow. Then we had an 8 women's tag match. It was Sasha Banks and Naomi, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler, Nattie, Carmella, and Queen Zelina. I don't know why we had this match. I really don't know what was the point of this. Of course, Naomi, Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan ended up being victorious. This match really didn't do anything for me. Nothing. Kevin Owens, then we had a Kevin Owens segment. Basically, he said that nobody does a video packages better than WWE. They say this because WWE played a video package of Stone Cold Steve Austin, which brought back a lot of memories. And Kevin Owens is correct. Nobody does video packages better than WWE. Boring. They just gave away the women's match for free when we are going to see it at Mania. Exactly. He also said that it's the closest we will ever get to bringing back Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said the old Stone Cold has been gone 19 years. And he says it's not the same Stone Cold. He basically says it's Steve Austin. He said he's going to give him a proper send-off that he deserves. He's going to drink a beer with Stone Cold. And it's going to be a passing of the torch. It's going to say Owens 316, the stunner is better than Steve's. And he said, oh, hell yeah. He asked the crowd to give him a oh yeah. And Steve is going to end up on a receiving end of a stunner. So I really like this segment. Michael 101591 saying the Austin package is the only good thing on Raw. I really like this segment because you could tell Kevin Owens did his homework. He was using Stone Cold's catchphrases. He even did the what chants. Kevin Owens has pretty much carried this entire feud on his back. So I'm actually looking forward to the KO show just because Kevin Owens has made this so fun for us. Well, at least for me. I don't know how you guys feel. But like I said, he's carrying this on his back. So I'm really excited to see how it ends. All right. So then we had, I don't know why, Ricochet versus Austin Theory. This was a quick match. Austin Theory made quick work of Ricochet. And I feel bad for Ricochet. I really do, because he was supposed to be getting a push and he's been losing all his matches since he became the IC champion. The IC title isn't even being defended on WrestleMania. More like WrestleMania SmackDown in a triple threat match. That just goes to show how much the company values the Intercontinental title, including the US title, because the US title isn't even defended either. Finn Balor's going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock at the Oscars is greater than tonight's Raw. Oh my God. So you also found out Tamina and Akira Tozawa, Dana Brooke and Reggie got engaged, both of them, tonight on Raw. So I don't know if that means we're going to have one big wedding or if we're going to have a wedding each night on WrestleMania. So afterwards, we had Bianca Belair, and she says that Becky's threatened by her, and she took her out for a week, and that she tried to end Becky's career, and she tried to end Bianca's career, and there's nothing that Becky can do to stop Bianca from taking the title. Ricochet has lost 3 times this week. Your IC champion, guys. Let that sink in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's your IC champion. And then Becky came out from, I think it was like, what, under the ring? And she came out with the steel chair and scissors, and she tried to cut Bianca's hair. And Bianca hit with the KOD, and she cut Becky's hair. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, Bianca's a face. Becky's a heel. And yet, Bianca's the one who cut Becky's hair. So that sounds like a heel move to me, but I don't know. Honestly, Bianca has to win at WrestleMania. If not, we sat through this feud twice. I know I said this before and I'll keep saying it. I was at last year's SummerSlam, and I was there when Becky Lynch defeated Bianca Belair, which was the start of all of this. So the only way this can end is for Bianca Belair to beat Becky Lynch. If she doesn't beat Becky Lynch, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. So then we had our second 2-on-1 handicap match. It was Drew McIntyre versus the Happy Folks. Basically, Baron Corbin ended up walking away from this match, left Madcap Moss alone. Of course, Drew McIntyre won. Then he came back. Then Baron Corbin came back. And he left with McIntyre's sword, Michael 101591, saying hair versus hair between Bianca and Becky. Oh, wow. We haven't had a hair versus hair match in a while. Joe Shipley says, I feel bad for Ricochet. I do too. But I really don't know why we had 2 2-on-1 handicap matches tonight. I will not understand that. Then we had an Edge promo, which actually was not that bad. He said he took the veil of mediocrity off AJ's face, and he said that he wanted AJ to become what he's become, and that he will keep soaring while AJ Styles stays behind. It's going to be a match for the ages. And he said he saw the look in AJ Styles' eyes, and that WrestleMania will be AJ Styles' Judgment Day. And let me see. I hope Ricochet is on the list of next releases. He needs to get out of WWE. He would work great in AEW. Yeah, or Impact. But honestly, this Edge promo wasn't that bad. I actually liked it. I'm actually excited for Edge versus AJ Styles. It's one of few matches I'm excited for. But aside from that, there's not that much happening. In the main event, we had the Usos versus RKBro. It was being dubbed the Champions versus Champions match. This wasn't a bad match. It really wasn't. I really like that Randy Orton hit Jimmy onto the announce table. Then Riddle hit Jay on the announce table. I like that Jimmy sent Riddle flying over the barricade into the announce keeper's area. Then, of course, we can't have nice things. WWE had the Street Profits interfere in this match, which caused a DQ. Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, who were sitting on commentary, also got involved at the end of this. I like the RKO to Montez Ford, which he got twice. And Dawkins got RKO by Matt Riddle. And that's pretty much how Raw ended. And I'm surprised Alpha Academy did not come out. Both teams couldn't lose in the main event. That is true. But that's what happens when you book that. So tonight's show, it was a go-home show to WrestleMania. Nothing aside from the Kevin Owens promo and the Edge promo and the Lesnar opening made me excited for WrestleMania. Like the whole purpose of a go-home show is to get you excited and hype for the pay-per-view this weekend. This was a terrible go-home show. You know, WWE likes to say that Survivor Series is the one time of the year where Raw and SmackDown meet. You had Raw meet SmackDown in this go-home show. So they need to take that tagline away from Survivor Series. And honestly, this was a terrible go-home show. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, that's how low this was. I mean, this was not a good thing. Bobby Lashley, let me see. Steve Callahan gave it a 3 out of 10. Joe Shipley gave a 2 out of 10. Yeah. It was not a great Raw tonight. I'm hoping SmackDown might be a bit better, but I don't want to get my hopes up. So, with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continuous support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. I hope you guys have a great night. Bye.